name is Tony Schlerf. I'm going to show you a little bit about the hardware basics of a smartboard. By now I'm sure that you've either seen or have even used a smartboard or the smartboard notebook software. But I really want to focus today on how do you use the actual hardware of a smartboard. Okay? So real quick, before we get started, I just want to remind you that if you need to find the program, the Smart Notebook program, to go ahead and download it, you go to the www.smarttech.com website. You can click on the Support tab and then the Downloads. Once you click on that, it brings you up to a list of product software for the smartboard. Most likely, you'll have the Smart Notebook or the Smart Notebook with math tools, as well as maybe a Smart Response, which we'll get into in a second video. Now, if you have the current version of Smart Notebook, or you think you have the current version of Smart Notebook, before we get started, I want you to go ahead and check to see if you need an update. In order to check if you need an update, if you look down in your bottom right-hand taskbar, you'll see something that we like to call a blue lifesaver. If you go ahead and click on it, there's a button that says Check for Updates. I'm going to go ahead and check my software product to see if I need any updates. It's gone ahead, it's run through everything that I've got. It says my software is up to date and I'm good to go. If for some reason yours does not say that, it'll give you a link that says Update next to any of the different smart products that you may have. Either Smart Notebook, Response, the Gallery, the Toolkit, or any of the drivers. Okay, so make sure you go ahead and check that before we get started. If for some reason it's not up to date, make sure that you go ahead and download and install the newest version of Smart Notebook. So let's talk a little bit about the hardware of a smartboard. Okay. This smartboard happens to be a USB smartboard, which is connected to my computer by one cord, the USB cord. Now right now I've unplugged this cord and the smartboard does not work. I can touch it, nothing happens. Okay. Once I plug this in, just like you might plug in a mouse or any other peripheral device, my computer will take a minute, it'll try to find it, it'll look for the hardware, which is what that software is that we just updated, and then if we give it a minute, it'll go ahead and connect it to my computer. Okay, as you can see, I've gone ahead, it's starting to work. It's still doing a couple other things. Normally a key thing to look at is to see if the light is green. So if you come over here and take a look at this light is green. Green is good. Green means go. If it's red, normally something's not working with it. So make sure that you've got a green light on whatever board you have. It'll always be over in the lower right-hand corner of the board. Now, my board seems to be pretty well oriented, but you probably want to go ahead and orient it the first time in any classroom or any use. In order to do that quickly, you push the two buttons on your board. On this model, they're right here. Some of the newer models, they'll be in the front of the pen tray. You push them simultaneously and let go, and it'll go ahead, let's see if I can do it together here. It'll go ahead and bring up our orient screen. Simply touch in the center with either your finger or a pen of each one of the dots. What this is doing is it's lining the picture up to the screen. And now my smartboard is basically ready to go. One other thing that you have to make sure is that your projector is projecting your picture. To make sure of that, first of all, you have to have the projector plugged into your VGA port. So here's my VGA port. You'll go ahead and plug it into your computer, either a desktop or a laptop. Mine happens to be up here already. If it's not, and you're using a laptop, most likely you're looking for a function and an F10 button. Okay? That'll put your picture onto the screen. It'll cycle from that onto your computer, or both, which is what I have right now. Some computers may have a projector button or some sort of other client that will do it for it. My computer does, and I could have done it this way as well. As soon as the picture is on, and as soon as you've oriented the board to the picture, you're ready to go. I always kind of tap around just to make sure that I actually did a good job orienting it, to make sure that where I touch is where I want to touch. Okay? Now, some smartboards may use wireless. This is a wireless device. And instead of directly connecting the board using that USB cable, what it does is it uses a Bluetooth to send the signals. On your board, you'll see this type of device over on the right-hand side of the board. There's a button here. Now, this is a very important button to get it connected. You need to push this button and then the one on your USB receiver to connect the board. Again, remember, the green light means you're connected. If it's red, keep trying it until it goes ahead and connects. Once you get that done, orient your board. Make sure that you've got everything lined up how you want. And then go ahead and open up a Smart Notebook file that you've created or an internet browser, however you want to use the smartboard in your classroom. So I'm going to go ahead and open up a Smart Notebook and I'll be ready to go. And I'm ready to teach. That's how you set up and use the hardware of a smartboard.